guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Zeth Daniel for you new guys, and today's topic is the coronavirus and the variants. So the coronavirus is a ball that has spikes, and those spikes are that's why we call it corona, because the spikes represent a crown. Viruses, as you might already know, can mutate. So the main symptoms of the coronavirus are dry cough, snot, and headaches. And those three symptoms can lead to other symptoms. And it depends on how long you have the coronavirus for. So we're going to be explaining how the coronavirus infects, and at the end of this explanation, we will explain how to prevent the coronavirus from infecting you. So we'll see you at the end of this explanation, and we hope that you understand the explanation and learn something. So here's the coronavirus fully drawn. So, this, as you can see, this is RNA and this is DNA. You might be familiar or either not familiar of these certain objects. Yes, they are objects. So the coronavirus has RNA inside. And a virus is also very simple. A virus is just a ball or a sphere that can cover certain DNA or either RNA, because its only goal is to duplicate itself. It can't just do it without any nutrients or infecting other things that already have DNA. So the RNA goes out of the spikes. So that coronavirus, when it enters the lungs, it infects some kind a circle or a spherical tube that is called a cell, which means that the cell, it has certain types of sockets. These sockets completely fit to the to the spikes or the crown of the coronavirus. So those spikes can fit inside of the cells. So it consumes about 30% of the cell, and then it duplicates. The duplicates start. So the DNA that it consumes inside of the cell can make it multiply, but it also releases a code. That code is made up of DNA. For example, this is a code. It's a random code, but it is the real code. So it repeats this code and then duplicates its regular self. When the coronavirus or the virus duplicates itself, it can make a copy of itself. But those copies can read you the exact thing that it just did in the cell. It can multiply again. It usually makes over 300 in the lungs. There's billions and billions of coronavirus when it infects the lungs. So what happens is the coronavirus that multiply are inside the cell, and instead of entering the cell, they can consume the parts by using the RNA. So sometimes the code can get messed up in the process. Either a letter gets removed and replaced with another one, or the F gets replaced with the R. So the RNA consumes the cell point. As I was saying, if the F switches with the R, for example, it can be random. It can actually mutate, and now this mutation process contains DNA that it consumed. So when it makes the wrong copy, sometimes it tries to fix it, but that copy can multiply. So that copy can be, it is a brand new type of virus. This virus is now called a variant. A variant is a certain type of virus conducted to the coronavirus, which is similar to the usual virus. So this new variant can be a new virus name. It contains delta in its name and variant. So we probably became familiar with this virus and discovered it. This virus was discovered at Europe and it spread to the UK. Then they realized it wasn't COVID-19. And they can be different types as well. So this is Delta variant. This Delta variant can do the same cycle of the coronavirus. It has the same symptoms and it also has cold resistance. But these type of viruses can mutate as well. So there's two other viruses. These are called alpha variants and beta variants. So, without further ado, these are called variants. Each of them has a name. As you can see, alpha, beta, and delta. There are a complete of 4 viruses. Delta was in Europe and spread to Philippines, our home country. So this mutation can happen if the coronavirus does the code but incorrects it. It knows this can happen, so it forces itself to flip the code's letters or replace it with a brand new one. For example, this is just an example. FCBR. So the B and the R are flipped around, and then that is how the mutation begins. So mutation is actually an evolvance of the usual cell. So coronaviruses or viruses, for example, are different, and they are cells. They are single cells, same to bacteria. It can spread fast and slow. So this can become a plague. These viruses can actually be very dangerous. So mutation, they can evolve into a brand new virus. Wait. So mutations can have a new name and new symptoms. But why does the coronavirus need to do this? Well, as you can see, this cell can be a different lock. The coronavirus, its spikes can only fit in certain types of cells. But the Delta variant, the Alpha variant, and Beta variant can also do certain types of cells. So the Delta variant is what we're focusing on. It is one of the most powerful viruses. So this can lead the coronavirus to some help. As I was saying that the coronavirus can fit its cells in certain types, well, that is true. Because the Delta variant can only fit in certain types of cells. These cells don't have a name. They are located in the lungs or either in the right or the left. Sometimes the Delta variant can only fit it in this type of cell, but they don't have different types. They have different types of locks. So it can lead to cell duplication as well. So we're gonna make this quick. If you're wondering, how do we prevent getting infected by this certain type of virus or variant? So let's bring back the alpha and the beta variant. This is the beta variant. This is the alpha variant. So a lot of you are wondering how would we prevent this? Well, there's certain types of ways. We need some way to defeat the coronavirus and its duplication process. This duplication process could be bad, really bad. Stay inside, and if you do need to go outside, wear a face mask, and if you need to go further outside, wear a face shield, as I just said. But there's 3 more ways. Drink hot tea, hot milk, and hot water. This coronavirus has cold resistance, and we can fight back using heat resistance. The coronavirus can spread to the easiest countries that have cold: Poland, Greenland, Iceland, and more. So Philippines can be a hot country, and that means that this is actually good. So the next 2 things is use alcohol or sanitizer. It's optional. And wash your hands for 40 seconds. So there's one more way to prevent this virus. There's a way we can be immune. We need to take a vaccine. And we actually need to take an optional vaccine: Sinovac, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, and Pfizer. These 4 vaccines can be helpful to us. So I'll be explaining to you what they do. Sinovac was only made to prevent the coronavirus, to prevent you from being infected by the coronavirus. But Delta, Alpha, and Beta, you can't prevent it unless you have a different vaccine. AstraZeneca can be 69% successful for the variants Delta, Alpha, and Beta, even the coronavirus. All of these are affected on the coronavirus, but it's optional on the variants. Pfizer is one of the most helpful ones and can be almost 89 or 100% effectful on the variants and the coronavirus. So, Johnson & Johnson can only need one vaccination because it's one of the maybe 100% successful to the variants and the coronavirus. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it and understood. Give us one of these ones, and bye!